Orion.
Oh, who? Oh, Orion.
Orion.
Not a pop-pops.
I'm going to start off with a question for Orion. And my question is, Orion, when did you first start singing? When was your first time you were on the stage or performing? Here's just a witty bitty Orion then.
I started about a week ago.
About a week ago.
It's about 20. I was starting the music business about 22 years ago.
22 years ago. And when was your first recording?
About 22 years ago.
I put myself on that one, didn't I?
In the garage. I did my first record in the garage.
It was 35 when you started.
I was when?
35 years old when you started. No.
I was 18. Okay. I wish.
Well, as you know, if you see up in the front, Orion has recorded with Sun Studios. Is that correct?
That's right.
And when did you start there?
In 78. 78.
Okay. Were you performing at all before Elvis passed away in 77?
Yeah.
And where were you? Where were you, Orion?
I wanted the same thing. I was appearing in Alabama and Georgia.
Right.
A lot of places, clubs and things.
Mm-hmm. And now, obviously, you're with the Jordanaires and doing different shows, Elvis shows.
Yeah, as long as they can put up with me.
Can you put up with them?
Oh, yeah.
Before we go any further, I just want to introduce the president of the Always Elvis fan club. Her name is Rosemary Repash. And just a quick clap for Rosemary. She's been, she is here, by the way. And she's going, I don't know what to ask them. I don't know what to ask them. But she does have a question for Orion, do you not? She's been just puzzling her, so she's going to ask Orion a quick question.
Well, it's a question I've been asked by many people since we've advertised your appearance. Did you ever meet Elvis? Was Elvis aware of your performance or your talent of recreating his voice during his lifetime?
I understand that he heard some of my records because I was recording before he died, but I've never met him. No.
So then, you do know that he heard some of your music?
I've heard that he was played some of my records, but you know, that's just hearsay. I don't know.
That's right. Well, like I said, you've been in it for, was it over 20 years now?
I'd recorded one or two things on Sun Records that his stepmother supposedly had picked up at Sun.
Wow.
That's what Shelby singles, and they had said that she came by and picked up some records that she heard.
They want to hear some of that stuff. They can. We got some CDs here of those Orion Sun Studios days, and I'll tell you, you listen to that CD, and it's just like Elvis would have played it. You know, they're just excellent recordings. So you have an opportunity to get that. And we also have the Orion fan club is here. Mrs. Hoffman, come on up. Well, I want you to introduce yourself. This is the Orion fan club, and they're based out of Maryland. Is that correct? Well, I want you to just tell a little bit about your fan club.
Well,
Putting her on. Hey, you want to talk about it?
yeah, right. Well, there's fans, new fans, old fans. There's fans, not so many up this way, but more down south, Tennessee area, and Florida, Alabama.
We're recruiting from up here.
Yeah.
We will be.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some from up here. And we have a newsletter that comes out bi-monthly, and we have get-togethers, and we just was at Jimmy's Farm July 4th for a barbecue. We do that most every
What's
year.
the address there?
I'm not sure.
It's in Orville.
Well,
It's in Orville. It's not hard to
Yeah, Orville, Alabama.
Sorry,
Well,
Jimmy.
the Always
Long way
Elvis
from
fan
here.
club welcomes you.
Okay, thanks.
So if you want some information on the Orion fan club, you can get some information now. The club people are here. All right, what I'd like to do, and I know everybody's going to put up their hand when I say we're going to maybe go around and see if anybody has a question for the Jordanaires and Orion. Any takers? Anybody got a question? Lady up here. For Orion? It's Orion, isn't it?
Is that his real name?
I've been called a lot of things. Jimmy Ellis is my real name, yeah.
Okay, I have a 45 of Jerry Lee Lewis singing Save the Last Dance for Me. Is
Yeah.
that you?
Yeah,
They told me it was Elvis, but I'm...
they lied. That was the first thing we did when I was on Sun Records, was an album with Jerry Lee.
They did. Did you actually go in the studio then with Jerry Lee at that time?
No, we did overdubs.
Overdubs?
Yeah, they had a lot of his old tracks. We just did overdub parts of the songs.
Right. And you also do have a cassette now that you just do Elvis songs. Is that right?
Right.
It's good. And they're also selling the cassettes also. Is that right, Art? Well, we got a lot of different material on Orion tonight, but I'll tell you what, you can hear it on cassette, but it's going to sound even better in an auditorium. So hopefully everybody has their tickets for tonight's show. All right, we got some more questions, I'm sure.
You know what, for Jimmy, right before you left Sun Records, there was an album coming out called Surprise. Because I have a single, Morning, Noon, and Night. Is there anything that's unreleased that they still have that you recorded for that album that we don't have yet?
They probably got 300 or 400 songs that's unreleased. When I stayed in the studio, yeah, he got a lot of stuff unreleased.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to hear some of those songs.
There's no telling.
Right, Art? Okay. Anybody else? Question?
The legend part.
Does he have one already? If you want to see and hear a great show tonight with Orion and the Jordanaires, make sure you pick up your tickets. And again, we thank the Orion and the Jordanaires for spending some time and answering some questions. Coming up again, Jay Allen and Davey J. Again, we welcome you guys to check out our raffle table and help out Dream Come True. We got the bin there. Check out all our dealers.